Hi, Dawn Levine here, and today we're going to do a deep dive on a product that I found that was very useful in my recent 3 week trip to Italy. So, one of the things that you hear about in Europe is how security for your belongings is important. You know, they say that pickpocketing is rampant in Europe. We were in Italy, and we definitely saw some instances where it was apparent that something like that might have been going on. Luckily, none of us were subjected to that, but it is important to make sure that your things are protected. The last thing you want to do is have your phone stolen while you're away. So definitely security is a big deal. So I originally thought that I was going to be using a money belt to protect, my cash, my credit cards, and those sorts of things, my passport. But a money belt is it's a little pouch that fits. It's on a belt and fits under your clothes. And I quickly realized that this was not very practical or useful or helpful for me. So number one, I wanted to protect my phone, and I couldn't put my phone in it. And then the other thing is, once I put my cash and my credit cards and my passport in there, it was big and bulky, and I had a big bulge in the front of my clothes, and I didn't care for that. The other thing is it was super, super hot. And so the money belt just got really sweaty and gross, and everything in it, including my passport, was sweaty and gross. It was disgusting. And then one of the other things is, some of the time I was wearing a dress, and I can't very well reach down the front of my dress or up my skirt to get to this money belt. So it wasn't very practical for me. I quickly abandoned that. But luckily, I found this other thing that was perfect. So I had bought this little day bag just to, carry around while I was in Italy. I didn't really think about this as a security thing before I bought it, but it turned out to be perfect for this. So it's got this little pocket in the back where your back goes. So this area right here, it goes all the way to the bottom. So I was able to keep my passport and my spare cash and my phone here zipped up. And then when I had it on, this pocket was against my back. So nobody was going to be able to get to, as long as I had it on properly with both the straps and it's laying on my back, nobody's going to be able to get their hand in between my back and the bag, unzip this, and dig all the way down to get my stuff without me noticing. So it was much more useful for protecting my things than the money belt turned out to be. And so I used it for that purpose. Gave me tremendous peace of mind to know that my phone and my passport and things were protected. So it's very handy. I bought it because I thought it was kind of cute. It's super useful. I'm not getting any kickbacks on this. I don't get anything out of this. I hope you like it. I found it on Amazon, and it was super cheap. I think it was like $20. It was very inexpensive. And I was concerned when I bought it that it wouldn't be very durable, but I dragged it all over Italy and it held up, and I'm still using it. So it was very, very helpful. So I'm going to give you a little tour of the rest of the bag. It's got these straps that are adjustable. And like I said, it's got this pocket in the back that's super useful for security things. It also has this little strap here, which I found useful if I was somewhere where I needed to sit back in a seat and I didn't want my bag behind me. Then I could put my arm through this and still have my hands free and still have my bag somewhat protected. So I think that's what that's for. It's got this little loop at the top, so I was able to hang it up in the hotel room at night. That was useful. And then another safety feature, well, I don't think they intended it as a safety feature, but I kind of used it that way. It's got these 3 pouches, these 3 pockets, and there are zippers. So this one, you can line up the zippers so that they're all on the same side, so that you can kind of keep an eye on that side. So when I was in the train, for example, I didn't really have anything that was super valuable in here, but let's just say I did. I could have it on my back, have the zippers on this side, and then I could stand next to the wall in the subway, for example, so that, the side that's exposed to all the people doesn't have any zippers on it. There's really no way to get your hand in there. So that, I thought that was pretty useful as well. It makes it easier for you to just keep an eye on one little thing. So it's got this little pocket here where I kept things that I needed to get to pretty quickly and often, like sunglasses and reading glasses, constantly switching those out. And then there's another pocket here that I would keep, things that I needed a little less frequently, tissues and chapstick and that sort of thing. And then it's got this big pocket. Now this big pocket has 2 zippers. So you could zip it on the other side. But like I said, I wanted all of these zippers lined up so I could keep an eye on them. Oh, one other thing about that. Let me zip this back up. So if you've got all the zippers lined up on one side, it occurred to me you could actually get a carabiner and lock them together. If you could find one that was the right size, you could lock these together so nobody could unzip it without making a ton of effort. So that's another way that you could make this bag even more secure. So then the only thing you have to worry about is being snatched. And I think having it always fully on when you're out and about and in a crowded area instead of just like over one shoulder, don't do that. Put both straps on. That'll make it much more secure. But this big pocket here, super roomy. So in this pocket goes all the way to the bottom. There's also a couple of zipper pockets in here. So you could put things down here. And again, if somebody's got to go through 3 zippers to get to something, you've really reduced the opportunity for them to get to something that they shouldn't have. So be aware of that. That's really useful. But this is super roomy and not too bulky. So I was able, this is big enough. I had a refillable water bottle in here every day that I was out and about. I also had a little fold-up straw hat and a fold-up fan. And I often had something in here to cover my shoulders in case I had on something sleeveless and I wanted to go into a church. So it was super roomy and it was so useful. It's got these little pockets here on the side too, but I didn't find those as useful. Your first thought is a water bottle, but it's not big enough for a water bottle. I think they probably would have been useful for sunglasses. But not surely the little pockets on the side, not very useful. But the rest of it, loved it. So I am going to put the link below so that you can get one of these for yourself if you're going to be traveling in Italy. Now, again, it's got that pocket in the back, but that pocket is really not going to serve you well unless this is on your back fully with both straps and so that the pocket can't easily be gotten to. But I found this much more useful for a woman than a money belt. The money belt was just not practical because I had some cute little dresses that I took with me, and you just can't do that. Plus, it was gross. So this did not get as sweaty, didn't make me hotter like the money belt did, and didn't make my clothes fit weird. So I found it much more useful. Hopefully you will too. If you found this helpful or useful, I hope you will hit the subscribe and the like and all the other things. And I look forward to talking to you soon. We'll talk more about packing light and all of the things that I found helpful and all the mistakes I made when I went to Italy. So I look forward to talking to you soon. Ciao.